All right, so I jumped ahead a little bit for the sake of time in the film and just to get to the point. Right now, we've just left the scene where, you know, he makes his breakthrough. She accepts the dog, aka him, and they sit down, they eat dinner together, and he basically tries to break her down and try to figure out why she does not fully accept a Caucasian man. She says that she has a preference, that she's not prejudiced, and he responds back that he believes that her preference is to be prejudiced. So right now she's in her home, going over her work, and he's about to come in and make another major breakthrough. But we're going to pay close attention to the dynamics of their relationship, especially with the dog, and where he takes her on their first date. All right? Just to show you that the screenwriter subconsciously is aware of the world of the so-called Caucasian man, because we see how she sets the date. Remember, before she would not even allow him into her home. Now she beckons him in.
I let the guys go early for the holiday, so I'm gonna head off too.
Okay.
There's just one thing. You're coming with me.
Why? Do we have something else to buy for the yard?
No, we're going hiking. Just a day trip, nothing major.
Are you asking me out on a date?
Notice he didn't ask her where she'd like to go. He told her where they're going. In other words, he's going to pull her into his world.
I'm asking you to go hiking.
Well, then the answer is double no. I don't even like hiking.
Heads or tails?
Who in their right mind would go out in heat like this? I mean, what is the point?
Don't look down, look up. Look at the mountains.
Look at the mountains. Right? That's where he's from.
I'm looking for rattlesnakes.
Don't worry about rattlesnakes. The mountain lions eat most of them.
Very funny.
You hear that screeching eagle? You know, a lot of times, and let me just pause it here, because in history, and when you go into history, when you go into a lot of symbolism, like I said before, oftentimes the Caucasian man is closely affiliated with the dog. He also closely affiliates himself with the eagle, because the eagle, along with the goat, is an animal that is acclimated and accustomed to the mountains. All right. Now, this screenwriter and the director subconsciously put the eagle and mountains in the film, and the dog in a film, to highlight their alignment with the Caucasian man. All right. Did they do that to send any type of message? Yes. Part of it willingly and part of it unwillingly. But just to show you that in order for the black female to get with the Caucasian male, she has to go follow him. He does not follow her. You see that? Now, he's walking about 20 steps ahead of her. They're supposed to be on a date. Shouldn't he not be holding her hand? See, he left her down there by herself. Now he's giving her a tour of his ancestral homeland. Oh, he finally grabbed her hand because he has to lead her through the caves. And you notice how they panned around to the woods. During the Middle Ages, and I've spoken on the Middle Ages before in a couple of the videos offhand, and I had a few people that tried to dispute what I'm saying. During the Middle Ages, and I'm going to do a series on it eventually. During the Middle Ages, the Caucasians who were pushing westward from the caves of Western Asia, they were known as wild men. All right. Because they will be out in the woods and in the forest naked with hair growing all over their body. They were known as wild men during the medieval time period. You can go ahead and Google the wild men of medieval Europe, and it will show you the so-called Caucasian men. All right, they push westward from the caves of Western Asia, or the far Eastern Europe, like the borderline, and they pushed westward through the forests. And like I said, they were butt naked, and I'm gonna show you that later on. But they were known as the wild men. No so-called racism, just true facts. See, he's opening her world. He's bringing her into his world.
Get my hair!
You mean your helmet?
I'm gonna kill you!
I swear I didn't see it coming.
As a big moment, that's where he gets his breakthrough, right? In the narrative of the film, he actually gets to, he actually has his breakthrough by revealing one of the black woman's main weaknesses, so-called black woman's main weaknesses, which is her hair. All right. So now he's, of course, he sealed the deal. So now he's going to ask a very, very important question in this film. Or I shouldn't say in the film, just in general, and part of breaking down the psyche of the so-called black woman. And it's going to reveal a lot of things, a lot of subconscious thoughts and insecurities that the so-called black female has. And you're going to see her react in a way that, in the subsequent scenes, you're going to see her react to his requests in a way that really reveals how much she worships him.
Can you take this off?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not a wig, right? But it's not your real hair either, is it?
He's actually telling her, look, I'm with you because I like black females. If I wanted a woman with this type of hair, I'd be with a white woman. That's basically what he's saying. And the interesting thing is I've heard a lot of black females try to imply that black males are the ones that have them wearing weaves. When you look at the timeline of so-called black history in America, the so-called black man was the one who encouraged the black woman to wear her hair in afros during the mid 60s into the 70s. It was the black female who made a willful decision to start wearing weaves in the late 70s, following behind people like Diana Ross and other so-called black feminist women who linked up with the so-called white woman. That's where the popularity of weaves comes from. It does not come from the so-called black man. But now the Caucasian man just asked her if he could take it out, and we're going to see what happens.
I can't believe you just asked me that.
I'm sorry, I'm just curious.
It's a weave, if you must know. I thought you dated black girls.
They have real hair?
I have real hair, too.
Underneath?
Yes, underneath.
So what, they sew it in?
Something like that.
Notice she said, I thought you dated black girls. He said they had real hair, so that's obviously a thing that he does. His character likes to conquer black females, but they left that hanging. They did not address that issue in the film.
You know what? I think you should leave. This isn't gonna work. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a really, really stupid mistake. Now please go.
What, because I asked about your hair?
Because of everything. And furthermore, effective today, I will no longer be needing your services as a landscaper.
Like I said, landscaping is a metaphor for him reinvigorating her soul, bringing vibrancy back to her soul. All right. Now she's meeting up with her friends, the same ones who claimed that they were all looking for strong black men. And she tells him that she slept with the white landscaper, the Caucasian landscaper. And of course, they ask her how he was in bed. She says that he was phenomenal. And now they're going off congratulating her. And now we're going to see what she says.
But it's over. It's over. It was a one-time thing. In fact, I fired him. Kenny, you did what? It was never gonna work.
Well, of course not, fool. You don't have to marry him, honey. All you're doing is just having some really good old-fashioned for once in your tired, sappy life.
You need to let it flow.
Don't they represent the 42% that they claim not gonna get married? I wonder if that 42% has to do with the fact that, you know, they're sleeping with 42% of the men on the planet Earth. But anyway. Now we're going to see she's going to the hair salon. Remember, she's not taking the man seriously, but she's going to totally change her hair to please him.
Take it out.
When she said take it out, look, her black hairdresser let out a big sigh, like a big exhale, like, wow, you're doing that? Now remember, I stated that the Caucasian man, his job as a landscaper is metaphorical, right? Because what a landscaper does is he cleans up, he redesigns, he reinvigorates the environment. That's his role in her life, and, you know, for her soul. The garden is metaphorical for her soul. So now let's watch what happens as their relationship blooms. It's going to be a reflection of her garden. You hear that? She said, it's everything that she ever wanted. She's not talking about the garden. She's talking about in a man, in her life. You understand? This film came on at a time when there was a major push to promote black females dating white males. All right? With the implication that the so-called Caucasian male could provide things that the black male was either unable or unwilling to provide. That's why we see the constant theme of vibrancy, of enlightenment, of this man bringing vitality back to her life, which was dead. One of the main motifs or themes that gets promoted about black male and black female relationships is that they are redundant and that so-called the black male does not get it right. So this white male is cast as a figure who gets everything right. Right? He does nothing wrong. He makes no mistakes. Right? He's perfect. That's the theme that's being pushed here.